Hello everybody, welcome back to Manifesting with Tarot with me, Mamita, here on the Astrolotta channel. I'm so excited to be back. Thank you for tuning in again, and I'm sorry I missed last week. I did have a personal issue come up, but I'm excited to be here this week. So, what I missed, which I really wanted to get to last week, was the summer solstice. On my own little Instagram page, I did something for my followers called the Gifts of the Summer Solstice, and it was so much fun, and it was really cool to see what people picked, and everyone was really excited about it. So I was kind of meditating on this idea last week about our own personal gifts, and sometimes they're very hidden, and also what the gifts of every season brings, and what we can really do to kind of find gratitude in every season. Especially for me, I was feeling this way because I'm in Florida and it's so hot, and I'm always so bummed out to be in the heat in the summertime. But I was trying to think about, I was trying to put myself more in a gratitude mindset, a gratitude attitude, and so I really was starting to really delve into those ideas, and what came to me was the gifts of every season. So I thought that would be my gift to you this week. And so I did already have a pre-shuffle out, because I like to take a picture of it so I can put it up online. And so I'll read for you guys what every sign got, because what I do is I put it in an astrology wheel kind of by houses, and then I have the one in the center from underneath the deck to see what comes out for all of us. So what came out for all of us, for our community, what was underneath everything, was victory. The Six of Wands, this feeling of winning, a feeling of getting through it, a feeling of kind of parading yourself and having some type of triumph. So there's this really great feeling of making it through. That's going to be a gift of the summer solstice for us. And I know it's very highly charged astrology that we're already in since the summer solstice, and even since before it. We've been kind of in this really highly charged energy. So there's going to be a feeling for a lot of us of struggle, and that's usually once we can make it through those struggles, is that sense of victory that we can kind of really have when we've really worked hard for something. So keep that in mind for when we reach your sign. And so the reason I wanted to share this with you guys on the Astrolotta channel, because I know you guys are #1 related to astrology, but I also thought every time I do these, it's really interesting to see what cards come up for the signs that are so on point and so on character, and what cards come up for the signs that are going to super be a struggle for them as well. So let's start with Aries, shall we? Aries, you got the Ten of Swords. So there's a lot of something that's going to make you feel very defeated, and I know that doesn't sound like a gift, but the gift for you, Aries, is that feeling of rest after defeat. You're a sign that likes to push, and you like to win. Well, sometimes the defeat can give you a breath of fresh air, a perspective to step back again and regroup and create a new master plan, a new plan of action for you, because defeat will ultimately give you insight to what you need to learn so that you can win again. So your gift is going to be kind of a gift of perspective, of rest, of defeat. I know it doesn't always sound like an awesome gift, but there are gifts even in the seemingly not great, seemingly not great things that happen to us in life. So the gift of defeat for you, Aries, which is going to be good. It's good to get some perspective. For Taurus, I loved this one for Taurus, the Empress. Of course, every time I have the Empress card come up, I always mention Taurus, especially Venus and Taurus. So this gift for you is going to be the gift of self-love, of loving, of abundance, of fertility, and of beauty, of things like really being grown out of the earth for you that show a lot of fruitfulness and abundance. So this is just right on point, right on character for you, Taurus. It's going to be a great summer for you. For Gemini, you got the Judgment card, and I forgot to mention which deck this is. This is the Serpent Fire deck. from Serpent Fire. She's on Instagram, and she's a beautiful artist, and I love her imagery. So I just wanted to give you guys that. This is another one that I thought that was so perfect for the sign that came up. This is Judgment. This is so Gemini-ish, right? Gemini-in. So this is really about gaining perspectives as well, not in the same way for Aries, but kind of having a broad awakening with the mind, almost like a second chance in a lot of ways to see something that you didn't necessarily understand before. There is going to be a lot of learning for you. There's going to be a lot of expansion in this area for you, and a lot of ability to grow how you see situations, and probably an ability to then fix some situations as well for yourself because of that understanding. So this is really perfect and on point for Gemini as well. The next one I thought was pretty interesting was for Cancer. Sorry guys. You got the Tower, Cancer, and you do have these eclipse. This first eclipse is going to be in your sign. And so the Tower is about things crumbling down, it's very eclipse energy. It's about, there is a bit of a traumatic connotation with it, but not always. It doesn't always have to be that intense. And I'll give you a little bit closer so you can see these beautiful cards. So this is going to be a Tower. This is going to be a season for you where things are really going to start coming down that are no longer serving you, Cancer. And my advice to you is always let them be rebuilt. So when the Tower comes down, that doesn't mean that nothing else in your life is available to you. You still have the foundation of that building, but the whole structure needs to be built better. So this is going to be an opportunity this summer. It is giving you the gift of rebuilding. So I hope that's okay with you. But it should be. This is going to be great. You can think of it as you get to rebuild your dream house now, right? Leo is next. This is the Page of Cups. Leo, you get the chance of new love, and not necessarily like new love as if you've never felt it before, but kind of this reawakening in love and in romance and feeling young again. And this is very 5th house energy, really feeling the butterflies again, kind of second chances in love with the Page of Cups here. There's definitely a new beginning in these type of emotional landscapes for you, which is very exciting. And so yeah, the first 5 I was like, wow, how cool that these came up. Actually, a lot of them really came up very nicely for the signs. This one I thought was interesting. I guess they're all interesting. This is Virgo, the High Priestess. So Virgo, the gift of the season for you will be the gift of intuition, of trusting your own inner model, of trusting your own inner guidance again. Virgos tend to want to see like evidence and cut and dry, and they want to, they want the opinions of others, and they want to see the evidence so far. But this is going to be really about trusting your own evidence, your own inner judge, your own feelings, and your own the tinglingness that you get, or the feelings in your bones, or the back of your neck, or just the awakening in your skin. That type of intuitive energy, and that's just how I'm clairsentient, so that's how I experience it. But however it comes across for you, you might, intuition can come in the form of ideas that are really, really strong. Some people get very verbal intuition. It's different for everybody, but this is going to be an awakening for you to really discover your own intuitive skills and then learn to trust them. For Libra, you got the 3 of Cups. You have the gift of friendship coming in, of celebration, of happiness. It's going to be a great summer for you in terms of inviting more people back into your life, especially I know Libras in Libra rising, because I am one. And we've had like a rough time, right? We've had all that Uranus energy in the 7th house. That's finally being lifted. But now it's in our 8th house, which is, maybe a better place for at least for us, but still an intense place. So this is going to be a little bit of relief this summer to get back onto the balancing track with our partnerships and our relationships, and enjoying in the community again, and enjoying in our friends and our family again. This is Scorpio. This is the Ace of Pentacles. For Scorpio, the gift that's coming in for you is the gift of a new structure, the gift of a new job or a new routine. Something very structural is coming back into your life and giving you a sense of solidity again, a sense of just level ground, which is going to be great for you, Scorpio. Feeling like you're back on your feet again. Something new will come in. This is going to be something completely new. Maybe even if you might even feel like you've never even been here in this part of your life before. That's going to feel very it's going to feel like good and like I don't know how to describe it, almost like as if you've never walked on this type of ground before. It's going to feel like almost like you're in new shoes or something for you, Scorpio. So enjoy that this summer. Enjoy finding that and exploring that and trusting that as well, Scorpio. Sagittarius, you have the Five of Swords coming up for you. So I see this as the gift of debate. Swords are our thoughts and fives are the conflict, right? And debate is something that you are okay with getting into. You're okay with having those deeper philosophical conversations and bouncing off of each other. So there are going to be some type of clashes of energy or clashes of conversations and ideas for you this summer, but it's really going to come across as a gift for you. These things are really going to widen up your perspective. They're going to make you think differently. To be challenged is good for you, and you're not really afraid of that type of challenge. You're not afraid of that conversation. So what some people might see as conflict, you see as healthy discussion. So this is what's coming in for you, is some type of great conversing that is not necessarily easy, but sparks a different type of awakening for you. Sagittarius and Capricorn, the Eight of Pentacles. Well, what can I say? Capricorn, you have the gift of work. It's really funny how I think this one has already come up for you in the past 2 weeks. So maybe there's a lot of new work opportunities coming into, or you're just going to get you're going to be inspired by this season to like really go on an overdrive or overtime with your work and really make some new strides, and maybe promotions or new opportunities come up for you in the workplace. You're going to really see a lot of the fruits of your labor are really gonna show up for you this summer. So that's really cool. That's another one that I was like, are you kidding me? Okay, and then we have Aquarius. Two more. Aquarius, you have the gift of strength. This is about inner strength. You can kind of see the card a little bit closer here. This is about taming that beast within us that tends to want to lash out, that is very arrogant and haughty, and that is completely run on ego. And so the gift that you're going to be receiving this summer is almost like a quiet, humbleness inside, a humility inside that is going to make you really have an inner quiet that you can really understand again. Sometimes when we let this beast kind of lash out before, it's because we didn't stop and breathe and take in some perspective about what we're seeing. So you're going to really find a new strength within yourself to not be so reactive. And this is kind of your one of your strengths anyway, is that you can really learn to detach. And we're coming up into some very moody Cancer energy. We're going to have Mercury starting in Cancer, and then into Leo with the retrograde, and then we also have Neptune retrograde. We have a lot of energy going on this summer on top of the eclipses that is going to be highly reactive. And so your strength this summer is going to be almost your own natural strength to be able to kind of step away, and this is when you're in your higher perspective and your higher ground, when you can kind of detach a little bit more outside of that highly reactive emotional energy that may be going on around you this summer. So, and if that is something you're struggling in, it will be something easier for you to tap into. Okay, and Pisces, last but not least, you got the Two of Wands. You have the gift of like a trip or planning or some type of creative pursuit that you've been really thinking about this recently, or even in the past year, that's going to like start building up for you. You're going to start seeing the next phases of this plan, of this creative passion for you really start taking place and moving on to the next level, and really starting to structure out and get some solidity on the ground again, and start rising up. So this is a great time to start planning for anything that you've been thinking about. This could even be the planning of a trip, if you don't have anything necessarily that you've been dreaming about putting into the universe. This could be also the planning of a trip, or the planning of going back to school, something like that. But there is energy in your favor right now about moving on to the next phase and really solidifying energy that you've been kind of like bubbling up on. So awesome. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys before I got in to our regular weekly manifestation cards. So I hope that was fun and also helpful for people who are a little bit nervous about what's to come this summer with all the retrogrades and the eclipses and the chaos and just the regular heat and fatigue that comes with summertime sadness, right? All right, guys. So let's get into. My cards fell. Of course, they always fall. I'm getting them organized again. So I was just reading with the Serpent Fire tarot deck, which is a beautiful deck. But I'm gonna switch back to my regular deck because this is my favorite to read with, and I feel like I get the coolest responses. But I was gonna take a picture of those, so I like to use the really pretty ones for my Instagram posts because they just photograph so beautifully, and I'm just such a fan of the Serpent Fire artist. We have some of these got all twisted, so let's just get these back. Okay, and then we'll do a nice shuffle. Okay. So we are on the brink of the solar eclipses. Some people might be already feeling them. They do tend to already be active a month, sometimes even 2 months before, depending on the person. For myself, I sometimes feel them even a month before. I generally feel things a couple of days or weeks before if they're bigger events. With smaller transits, I'll feel them sometimes a day or two before they'll actually hit. And it's kind of interesting if you start tracking your own transits, what your energy aligns with. But I know we're not right on the solstice. On the solar eclipse, but I wanted to start what we can expect for them. And I know we can look at our own houses, but this is really powerful energy that we can work with if we, there is a part of the letting go with these type of eclipses that come that kind of like there's no way to really like navigate them in a way, but there's also really high energy that we kind of tap into and then let go. We tap into it and kind of direct it and not let ourselves be so swept away, but try to direct our energy with high manifestation, with putting ourselves into that vibrational energy. This is a really good time to kind of manifest that type of magic or prayer or whatever you like to call it, manifestation, whatever word you like to use. This is beautiful energy for it, and it's super powerful energy. So I'm going to look at the cards for each sign to see what is going to be something that you can use during this eclipse, a tool that you can use during this eclipse to reach the desired outcome of your life, to use these little portals as ways to get further ahead. And sometimes, it's a step that might seem like 2 steps back, but that's how life works. Sometimes we walk 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 4 steps forward, 5 steps back, and this is kind of the energy where there's things that we have to revisit, we have to learn, and then we can move faster, and then we have to slow down again. So if you do receive a card that's like, what? Just take it for life is not always about the energy of only forward, only forward. Sometimes we do have to kind of revisit things, and we see that in our natural retrogrades, right? Okay, let's begin. Okay, Aries, you've got 2 cards, the King of Swords and the 6 of Wands. So there is going to be a really big triumph with your thoughts, with your ideas coming in. You're going to find some winning gold here with fleshing out your ideas. So this is a great time to start writing things out, bouncing your ideas off of other people, putting your, if there's something that you're really wanting to go after, you might be successful if you assertively go after that plan, and you have it planned, you have it structured in a way that you already prepared what you're going to say to that person, or whatever the situation is, whatever you're trying to get. If you really actively put it out in your mind, whether it's the way you're communicating it, the way you're planning to communicate it, or the way that you're, or the type of person you're talking to. But if you come through with confidence, you're going to be very successful. That's going to take some type of, that's going to take you going through all the steps and really making sure that you're dotting your I's and ticking off your T's and all that type of stuff, so that you come across very mature and rational and straightforward and firm, not necessarily a bully, but like firm, just firm in your beliefs, and you're going to be taken very seriously. You're going to get what you want in that realm. Nice. Okay, Taurus, what can you use for the eclipse? What is your tool for the eclipse to get what you desire? Okay, there is a second chance for you coming in to your happiness. So really, when that moment comes for you, really allow yourself to be uplifted, to be reborn again, to trust in this opportunity to be fulfilled. You have the Judgment card here. This is when it's in this deck, I always see it as like a second coming, a second opportunity. It's a blessed opportunity to be reborn again. That the judgment that has been placed upon you is one of compassion, and so to really delve into that happiness, that emotional fulfillment here of being drunk on love, drunk on compassion. So what you can really delve into, Taurus, is self-love, giving yourself the things that you like to do anyway, giving yourself the luxuries. But this is more in the emotional realm, and not necessarily in the physical realm. You can kind of translate what you do for yourself in the physical to that emotional place. Pamper yourself emotionally, and I just was talking about this actually. So giving yourself the compassion first so that you can give compassion to others is really going to be a really huge tool for us going forward, all of us as a collective. But specifically for you, being able to forgive yourself, give yourself a pat on the back, that type of things, giving yourself empathy for your situation, things that you may have not done your best on or screwed up on, and allowing yourself the space to say, hey, I did the best I could in that situation. It maybe wasn't the best I could have done in life with all the information and all the experience that I could have had, but in that moment, I give myself the gift of understanding that I made a mistake or whatever it is. So this is really giving yourself the chance again to be happy. And so really stepping into your joy this eclipse season will be your goal, your tool to start moving in the direction that you want. Okay, Gemini, what can Gemini do? Move in with the eclipse energy. What can Gemini manifest with this eclipse energy? Okay, a lot of wand energy for you, Gemini. So there is going to be kind of even like what you got on your gifts of the summer solstice. There is going to be another reiteration of this expanding of a broad. These are two of the cards when I see them. It's like travel or expansion or learning. These are very these are kind of your counterpart. These are very Sagittarian energy type cards about going out into the world and traveling and kind of looking back on your experiences. So first for you, there is going to be that travel or that expansion. Doesn't necessarily mean that you are going on a trip, but that you are going to have an experience, or that your mind is going to be in a place that kind of is activated like it is when you're traveling, where you're kind of like new and everything is just very you're just taking in so much. So there's going to be that first happening to you of this this energy of really like taking in the whole taking in all these new things that you've never really experienced before, that you've never really understood, and then they're reflecting back on those situations of that experience. So really getting a full circle perspective of the journey, and then kind of going back around and looking at everything you learned is going to be your gold for this eclipse season. Very cool. Cancer. I'm gonna ring the bell. Okay. Sometimes a girl just needs a bell. Okay, Cancer. What can you use this eclipse season? What type of energy can you tap into to manifest your desires? Okay, planning on being with your close friends, your loved ones, this eclipse season. This is really happening in that it's in your own sign. And I remember when the eclipse was in Pisces, which was my sun sign, a couple years back. Wow, it was very intense. So it was the lunar eclipse, right? Yeah, we had the Virgo and the Pisces. So what you're really going to want to lean on is your friendships, leaning into the happy time, leaning in on your community and your friend groups, and really planning ahead on being with them, making sure that you have some type of support group around for you during this this kind of intense period of time for you, making sure just ahead that you have everything kind of in alignment, so you have your safety net available at your call, so that and let people know that, hey, I'm not I'm going, maybe I might be needing some help, not like just throwing it on them, but just letting them know, hey, I haven't been feeling that great, or I'm a little like worried, maybe can I call you in the next like few weeks if I'm not feeling great, or can we just get a drink or get coffee, or let me know would be a good day for you. Just anything that you can just do to start just reaching out to the people. I know our lives could be so busy, and our lives can just like intersect at these little small moments, especially when we're adults and we have responsibilities and children and family and everything else to deal with, but to really check in with those people that really are your gold, not necessarily the family that's been given to you, but the one that you've created and you've come across in your life, making sure that those people are around for you, and just checking in with them and giving them support as well, because as we had in these readings, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, you and Pisces are going to be a little bit, even though this is going to be really heavy for you, at the same time, this is energy that you probably out of anyone else can handle this better than most people. And that part of that is because your ability to break and to let all the emotions come through. And that might seem like weakness to other people, but that really is your strength. If you see Dark Phoenix, my emotions are my strength, right? That's the cool part. Okay, I won't give anything away if you haven't seen Dark Phoenix. Okay, so we have Leo next. What can Leo do to use the eclipses to manifest their So the Three of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So for you, Leo, you're gonna have during these eclipses, these are very, very close to you, right? This is energy that's very, very close to you as well. We're in that summer territory, which is your territory as well. So I always find that Leo energy in reaction to Cancer energy can be a bit explosive. In my own life, I've seen that a lot. There's going to be a bit of aggressive energy and some heartbreak coming in for you, or some type of emotional pain because of some type of like ego that's going to really come through, or very aggressive, assertive behavior that's not necessarily just being firm, but being like overly aggressive. So what you can really use this to your benefit, and this is kind of what I said about like sometimes the 2 steps back. Sometimes it's really important for us to kind of get these perspectives of heartbreak or get into these conflicts, because if we've never really gotten into them, we have never really solved the problems in the first place. So this is one of those examples of like, maybe it's not going to seem like 2 steps forwards, but it maybe more seems like 2 steps back. So for you, there is going to be something that comes across during this season, this eclipse season, that might not feel so at a high vibrational level, but to use this to your advantage, to let that heart open when it does break, or when that pain comes through. Use it as an opportunity to really confront the issues that come up with it, and that kind of really aggressive Knight energy coming through, whatever type of conflict that you've been like thrown into, or that it's either you putting it out there or coming towards you. Really letting that be an opportunity to kind of have that those perspectives really be explored, whether it's not something that you agree with, whether your opinion is unpopular or someone else's is not one that you necessarily agree with. Letting that be something this summer that really gives you an opportunity to start having more empathy, because we have this Three of Swords coming in, and when we kind of have these breaks, right, these emotional hurts come in, it's a universal feeling, whether you're right or wrong, the same feeling can occur. And so this gives us an opportunity to find some type of common ground when 2 people are really hurting, and to really step back and be like, okay, I didn't do things that were great, you didn't do things that were great, whatever, that's beyond the point. Let's actually face the reality of what we're both trying to say here. And having that kind of situation arise may not be ideal, but it might have not happened if it didn't explode in that sort of way. So just be on your, I won't say on your guard, but just be open to the possibility that this might happen for you, or this might need to happen for you. Okay, so Virgo. going to be a kind of a revitalization within you. You're going to feel more alive, you're going to feel more generous, you're going to feel like you're gonna have like this second beginning feeling coming up for you. You're gonna feel very like in the flow of things again, very in the flow of giving and receiving again because of this new energy that's coming through for you. So that's gonna be a great summer to really tap into that energy. Or if you're not feeling very, if you're not feeling very giving, or if you're feeling it, like you're in a space of lack, allowing yourself to kind of go the opposite direction, allowing yourself to start giving, allowing yourself to have those floods coming through again, where you're giving and giving, and then you start opening up the waters again within yourselves to then open up and have this new beginning. So you can go either way here, how you receive this, but you might just find that you wake up one day with this new sense of purpose, this new revitalization, that everything that defeated you before, you're gonna decide you're not gonna let it defeat you, and that your life just has to keep on going. So you have to like fall back on your positivity, and that's okay. It's okay to have our moments of defeat and have our little pity parties, but then that new moment is going to come up for you where you're going to be like, you know what else can I do? I have to keep going, and it's going to really bring us a sense of satisfaction and community and connecting with people again, and giving you a really great sense of flow back into your life, and new opportunities might arise from that with people and abundance as well. So that's great news for Virgo. Okay, we have Libra. What can Libra expect from the summer solstice? What tools can Libra use to gain her desires? Okay, interesting. So for Libra, there is this really sense of the dream world coming in for you. You do have that Neptune square to Venus, right? So there's going to be a lot of this dreamy energy coming in, where you're going to be hit with intuitive hits that are not necessarily of this world, not necessarily intuitive hits that you would feel during the day, but intuitive hits in the background of your mind and your dreams and your programming that's kind of on autopilot, where you're going to have to really start seeing some different options for yourself. There's like kind of like this energy or this imagery coming in that's going to give you some choices that necessarily you may not be completely aware of on this rational material level plane, but in the back of your mind there's some choices that you will be making that are going to be affecting how you're going to get things. So really allowing yourself to get into some meditative spaces, allowing yourself more sleep during this time to really delve into that other world within you that is still very much alive, but not necessarily one that we can see right now in this video. So allowing yourself that space to really be reflective and have those silent thoughts that aren't necessarily about words, but more about images that kind of speak to us on a whole throughout the universe. So they're not necessarily it's not going to be the word love, but it might be an image that generates feelings of love, things like that are more universal for us. So those messages will be very important for you in attaining what you want this season. Libra, Scorpio. Wow, another woman came up again. So you got two major arcanas. So the world is your oyster right now, and this is a reminder that it's the whole world, right? This is not just the world that we see, but this is the underworld as well. This is the world of our the world that we're not necessarily always as connected to in this waking moment, but the moments beyond that as well. So you and Libra are kind of in tune with that during the same season. You're very seasonal characters next to each other, sisters, right? So this is really about broadening your perspective to the entire universe, not necessarily just the material plane, about what's available to you, but really delving into the mysteries, delving into the unknown. That's going to be your goal this season, about really exploring those possibilities outside of just this material realm. And also, this could be a reminder that it is the world, but it is also the dream world. So for Scorpios, I think it's very easy for this world to be part of your world, but maybe this is also a call for you, Scorpio, particularly for Scorpio, because we are speaking to Scorpios here, to come back into the material, bringing that in to the material, the actual world, the physical, earthly plane that we call Earth, right? So kind of having this balance between the two, finding that happy median between these two, this world of mystery and this world of reality. Getting a balance, Scorpio. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay. Intuition, coming in, and love. All right. So Sagittarius, there is this High Priestess card first to you, which is about trusting your intuition, trusting. These fall people, you're really on the earthly, on the other side this summer season. So really trusting in what's coming in for you. There's something that's going to be coming in that if you're looking down, if you're so focused on, and I'm trying to get the light so you can see what the imagery here. If you're so focused on this material, right? This material plane, you're not really seeing what's coming in on the spiritual plane for you, or what's coming in that's not so obvious. Behind the scene work. And so when you open up your intuition again, when you open up and you get back into your spiritual practice, whatever that means for you, you're going to be allowed to see that something really amazing is coming in. And I think this for you was going to be either partnership or love, or this could be just some type of what's it called? Partnership, right? Or collaboration. There we go. Collaboration on your part about something that you do love, whatever it is. It's an opportunity and this is so interesting. This card came through last week too, but like I said, I almost never see this card. So I see all the other cards, but this Two of Cups tends to be very special because it doesn't come up for me a lot in my readings. So something is really coming through if you can really get back, and I would say it could even be some type of like soulmate type connection, or really otherworldly connection, but that's going to take you really delving back into that space for you, and allowing yourself to see it when you're kind of looking at everything on this earthly plane, and you're like, this doesn't take, or this doesn't take, and then realizing that there's something there that's going to be given to you, and that cup, it seems to be like this Two of Cup is going to be what's coming in for you. So Two of Love. So using that energy this season is going to be really important for you, Sag. So, okay, getting into the last three, we have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Here we go, Capricorn. I was hoping for your sake it was an Eight of Pentacles again, because it just seems like it keeps showing up for you. But there is something very similar. There is another there's this victory card, this Six of Wands, and this energetic pushing through. So there's this energy coming in for you. You get all this, you have all this energy coming in. This eclipses are happening in your axis, right? So there's a lot of happenings for you that are going to be really motivating you and pushing you over the edge in your work. And so there's going to be some victory if you keep pushing. You keep pushing. There's going to be a victory for you if you really use that motivation and use that, like, whatever it's called, to kind of really push forward through this. So don't give up throughout this summer. I know there's going to be a lot of heavy activity around you with not only that, but we do have Pluto and Cap there as well. Sorry, Pluto and Saturn there, as well as K2. So there's a lot of energy coming up for you, and I think this is going to be a really great time for your career. This is going to really push you into new places if you really want to, Capricorn. So I would use that energy. Don't give up this summer if you've been really frustrated with your work life. And I know a lot of Capricorns actually that are, I don't know if that's just a natural Capricorn trait to be frustrated with your work life, but maybe it's going to be like, how Libras, we've been frustrated with our partnerships. Caps are going to be getting a little bit more of a relief in their work life, something that's very important to them. If you see that I have two different drinks, it's true. I have coffee and water. Okay. And Aquarius. A new opportunity, a second opportunity, or I should say a second chance at really working with people again, at rebuilding relationships, about rebuilding what you know. There's going to be this type of like energy where you're learning again from people, and there's an opportunity for lines to really be opened up again about what you know about a bad situation, so that you can grow and move forward and learn new things. So this might be another person, or not another person, a person coming back into your life that necessarily were maybe on great terms with, or just a relationship coming to terms again with each other and retouching on some old issues within the relationship, things that might need to be hashed out again. There's going to be a sense of learning though, ultimately, for you. So, I'm sorry, I'm getting an alarm on my phone. So letting yourself really trust that, and letting yourself kind of have that moment. If something comes up where someone kind of comes back, or some type of issue occurs again for you, that you're like, that for a while you've just been like, no, I'm not going to go there, I'm not going to go there, no. Now it might be the time to go there with that person. Opening these lines for you will be very important during this, I keep saying solstice, I mean eclipse, solar eclipse. All this fire, right? Solstice, solar eclipse, summer. Okay, and last but very not least, Pisces. I'm hoping for a good one. Wow. Interesting. I keep getting this in my own reading as a Pisces. Okay. That Wheel of Fortune is coming for you, and that you've also got two major arcana cards with the Chariot as well. So things are moving very fast for you this summer. It's going to feel, by the end of it, you're going to be like, where did the time go? This is going to be a time where you're really going to feel like you're on the upswing of things, that you're going to feel that, and it's interesting because you are going to have the Neptune retrograde, right, which is going to ultimately makes everyone feel a little bit like sleepier, right? But for you, I really see this as an energy coming in where you're going to have to start kicking things into gear for yourself. That actually the energy is really going to start moving forward in a way that's going to be more highly, that's going to put you in a realm of having to be a little bit more competitive for you, but ultimately going to make you then feel more alive because of it. This Wheel of Fortune is always about having kind of luck and fortune coming in, but it also signifies to me personally about the seasons changing, about time coming through. And so that with this type of effort with the Chariot of really pushing forward, of getting into that competition, of getting into that race, into that rat race, or but also like balancing that energy in an appropriate way so you can make it to the end, what you're going to see here is things really shifting in a way for you that are in your favor with the Wheel of Fortune. So really tapping into making sure that you're not like completely getting too lackadaisy with all this energy. And I've already been feeling it. I've been feeling very, very tired, but to motivate yourself and to keep pushing forward, because there is going to be something that really shifts for you during this solar eclipse time, and that, which brings us into that next season, right, with the Wheel of Fortune. So thank you so much, guys, for sticking around. I'm glad that I was able to do what I wanted to do for you last week as a part of this week, since I hadn't taken that picture yet on my page, but thank you so much for sticking around through both readings. If you want to book a private reading, please reach out on astrolada.com/readers, and then I think Mamita. The link will be down on this in this video as well for you to make it easy to get there. Just simply pick your reading that you want from me, and then I will contact you and ask you about what you want your reading to be about. And if you even have trouble deciding which reading would be right for you, just send me a little note on the email or the feedback on that page, and I'll let you know what would probably be a better reading for you if you need some help. And I'm happy to coach you with your questions as well. I do offer love readings with the Phoenix Exalted. I do pyramid readings, which are a little bit more about building up your life, or they're just sometimes really quick, straightforward questions. And my favorites are the As Above, So Below reading, and the Celtic Cross on there is awesome as well. So just shoot me a line. Thanks so much for sticking around, guys. I'll see you next time here on Manifesting with Tarot on the Astrolada channel. Bye.